Hi, do you know where I can find a house to stay warm in the winter? I've just been stuck up in a tree all winter and I just need a place to stay warm.
I'm really running out of intro ideas. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel where I discuss real estate, stocks, investing, pretty much anything you need to know. I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the real estate market right now and if there's a crash coming up. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier this week and he was telling me that he wanted to buy a house but he was waiting for the market to crash so that prices will be cheaper. However, having a lot of experience with this market, I don't think that's what's gonna happen. Alright, so Barron came out with an article titled, "Home Prices Are Cooling Off, Sort of. What buyers need to know." And I know there's a lot of speculation regarding the market and some articles say that the market's going to crash, some articles say that there's not. I strongly believe that the market will not crash. I believe there will be a stalling period where the market stays pretty steady, maybe dips just a tiny bit, but not to the point where you wait. In the article, two economists give their take on the current market. And the economists in the article go on to say that the housing market has gone from a frenzied market to just a hot market. Now that doesn't mean that the market is starting to crash or that anything major is happening. It just means that the market can't stay on the incline that it has been for the past year and a half. And it basically just means that it's flattening the housing market curve, which isn't really the curve that we were trying to flatten out, but it is what it is. Now there's no argument that a lot of houses on the market today are severely overpriced, and a lot of people argue that overpriced houses are a sign of a housing bubble. However, in this article they say that sometimes overpricing can simply slow down and deflate without a bubble. From the consumer perspective, it is a bubble if you buy a home and then the value goes down. This whole market is all about supply and demand, and as we can see, there's a low supply on the housing market, which is why there is such a growing demand, because there are millennials and Gen Z starting to buy up homes when there aren't enough homes on the market. And that is due to a lot of supply chain shortages, a lot of lumber prices going up. It's just a terrible time for the builders, and that's where the real bottleneck is. It's the building of the homes. And that is a very big difference when you compare it to the 2007-2008 housing market crash, because that was due to lenders giving too big of mortgages to home buyers to where the home buyers couldn't afford to pay their mortgage, which then caused a lot of homes to be foreclosed, which is what caused that housing market crash. This is a very different housing market than what we see today. To here we see houses going on the market that are healthy and they're selling for a greater value because there are more buyers going for that one home, which is why we are in a seller's market. It's because there are fewer homes on the market, yet even more buyers. We have 20, 30 offers coming in on one home that in a normal market there would only be just a few. And again, that isn't due to a housing bubble. That isn't due to lenders over leveraging. It is due to not enough homes being on the market, which really just makes it better for the seller. However, lenders have lowered their interest rates to a record low to where it's also beneficial for buyers. And I'm not saying this arrogantly, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, because in the next 6 months I'm going to be buying a property as well. And I just see it as a good time for buyers because of low interest rates, and a good time for sellers because homes are selling for record prices. And you can definitely find good deals on the market, it's just that they last around 2 to 3 days before they get picked up by a motivated buyer. Also, a lot of people I talk to tend to only just look at their city and not think of the entire nationwide housing market or even the world's market, because the article says this: any drop in home prices probably won't be nationwide, only in a handful of markets where prices shot up the fastest during the pandemic. Those homeowners are still going to see the value of their homes largely maintain. So as you can see, even if the housing market starts to recorrect and starts to dip, for the majority of the country it will be okay. And even in the spots where it does dip, homeowners will be in a better situation than they were before they bought. Because if you think about it, if you're renting before you buy a home, you're just burning $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 every single month, when compared to a mortgage you're building equity every month. Combined with the low interest rates that lenders and banks are offering at the time, it is an incredible time to buy.
But what if I want to buy, yet I can't? I don't have enough money for a down payment. 20% is a lot of money.
Well, that's a good point, Siegfried. Often a lot of people think that you need 20% for a down payment, which would add to a lot. For a $300,000 home, that would be $60,000 in cash, which for the vast majority of us, including myself, we just can't afford that. But if you're a veteran, you can qualify for a VA loan, which is 0% down. So there are plenty of options where you can save up $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 and buy a nice home for a low interest rate in this market. It is a perfect time to buy. And I know everything like this can seem kind of difficult to just wrap your head around. So if you have any questions, please let me know, because I love studying this. This is so much fun. and it's pretty much what I dedicate all my time to. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I love helping out. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.